experience. You can't have positive social experiences all the time. There has to be some negative, and if you can't have any positive, or if you can't have any negative, you're probably not going to have much positive either. And the more I see things like this, and the more I see things like being put into the game to stop people from being mean, stop people from doing anything like that, it just makes me think that people can't really deal with things themselves. If somebody's mean to me, I just put them on ignore. If somebody says something that I don't like, I stop reading what they say. Right? I don't need an organization to come down and collectively punish this person because he said something that I didn't like. I just think that the whole thing, it's very disturbing to me to see that these kinds of things are happening. And I mean, honestly, guys, let's kind of put this into perspective. I'm probably not going to ever get silenced. I never say any. I don't even say any profanity in chat or anything, because there's a lot of people who don't like me and they'll just report me for it, and so I'll get suspended. So I can't even say anything like that. But I do think that the system can also be abused, and some people are saying, well, it's going to be investigated. That's bullshit. It's not going to be investigated. And the way that one person is going to investigate it is not going to be the same way that somebody else investigates it. So where is really the line drawn here? And I'll kind of give you guys some examples of ways that you can kind of manipulate this system. And, since this is a lot of partially a guide channel, and so here's one way. Somebody says something to me that I don't like in my stream. I get everybody on my stream to report that individual for, whatever, like inappropriate language. And it's not that they're not saying anything inappropriate, but it gives one person the ability, if they can channel and coordinate some sort of organization or group of people, to all fixate on one person and collectively punish that person for something that, for one, I don't think they should be punished for in the first place. And two, that it's not really fair because it's kind of like one person creating this entire punishment for them. Now, I would say that this system would be okay if the duration didn't double. If every single time you got silenced, you just got silenced for 24 hours and then it was over and then it's back to go. But the doubling of the duration, especially because, that's like 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, not 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 512, 1024. So, it doesn't take very long. I don't really know exactly how it will double, but that's kind of, I guess it's the binary, I guess that's there. So, this kind of stuff, like getting silenced for like the better part of a week or over a week or more than 1 week is just absolutely ridiculous to me. And it's really, as I said, it's just really disappointing to see that Blizzard they're not allowing people, they're not giving people the ability to, they're still giving it to them, but they're taking it upon themselves to censor people and to silence people, obviously, who are saying things that, are mean. I don't believe that, I think you should be able to say whatever you want, no matter what, okay? And obviously there are some limitations with, I guess, some level of harassment and everything like that. But I think that the system that we have already in the game is more than good enough for dealing with toxic players and people who are mean and stuff like that. And to allow I guess, as I said, a communal punishment for an individual that is kind of created by the community because of how many people, enact that punishment or, put in reports for this person, it just seems very, very unfair. And you can kind of get a collective group of people to all report one person for saying something that is bad and potentially get their entire account silenced. I don't really like mob justice. I think that Blizzard should be the people that they already have the terms of service. I don't really think that they should be moderating and dictating and intermingling and getting into player interactions. I just think it's incredibly challenging. And it's really disappointing to me to see that the internet and culture and society is so welcoming to this kind of stuff, because I think that people should be responsible for what they see, and if they don't like it, there are already tools for them to remove it. So this just, I'm really not a fan. I know a lot of you guys think I'm a fucking asshole for thinking that, and in a lot of ways I am. But I think that I should have that ability to an extent, and that extent ends whenever the TOS begins. And I think this is just a little bit overreaching. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I've got. Thanks for watching. Comment. Sup, y'all? It's me. It's your boy, Asmongold, and today, I got silenced. Whenever I first made my video about the silence penalty system, one of my main concerns and one of my main criticisms was the potential for a large or medium-sized group of people, I'm not really sure what the threshold is, to all collectively report one player for saying something that may or may not even be against the rules and triggering a silence penalty onto that one player's account unfairly. Now, of course, whenever I posted this video, I was immediately dispelled of this notion by many YouTube commenters who just disregarded what I said, because Blizzard themselves actually said that this would only occur after investigation. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some graphics throughout this video, just so we can all be on the same page here. So we're going to go ahead and look at the original silence penalty post. It was posted about a week ago. So we're just going to skip to what's important, the silence penalty. Following the Legion pre-expansion, and this is the first day, any player who is reported multiple times under the spam or abusive chat categories will, after investigation, receive an account-wide silence penalty. While this penalty is active, silence player will find that the ability to chat with others is greatly limited. Now, whenever I heard that they would manually check all of these reports, you know, I really didn't believe it. And there were also a number of other posts that kind of said the same thing. Now, this is also a forum post made by Aurelia on, was it July 12th, 2016. Things that break our code of conduct are reported, cursing, spamming, and harassment. This isn't just an automated system. Our game masters will review under the same rules that kind of said the same thing. Now, this is also a forum post made by Aurelia on, was it July 12th, 2016. Things that break our code of conduct are reported, cursing, spamming, and harassment. This isn't just an automated system. Our game masters will review under the same rules they always have. This is what they said on 7/12/2016. A little bit of dyslexia there, sorry. Now, later on in that post, who said this? Veraxis said right here, not sure what the threshold you're referring to or why you're referring to it as an automatic silence. If the threshold of reports is met, that generates a ticket which is reviewed and can warrant the penalty. It isn't a basket of violations that when you meet a specific goal, you get silenced. Let's see. That's pretty much all that was said in this thread. Now, whenever this was said, I wanted to believe, but I'm a realist, and I didn't. So, it came as no surprise to me whenever patch 7.0 today rolled around, that there were numerous threads on the forums of people saying that they were unfairly silenced. Now, of course, are they lying? I don't really know, right? But I wanted to test that out for myself. I wanted to know if this silence system, which Blizzard specifically said was going to be done after investigation, was actually going to be an automated system. So what I did on my stream tonight is I got myself and 39 other people all in my garrison, and I typed in /say in all caps lock, my name is Asmongold, and this is going to be on the screen, you guys are seeing it right now. My name is Asmongold, and I love World of Warcraft, with 2 exclamation points. Maybe that's what got me. And then I had everybody in that entire group report me for abusive language. 30 seconds pass, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. I go back to the login screen. I didn't really know what happened. You know, like I thought maybe are my worst fears, you know, is this actually what happened? Did I actually get silenced? I log back on. I tried to type something else in /say, and it says that I was silenced. And it also says that pending Game Master review. Your account has been silenced, and you guys will obviously see the message right there on the screen. Pending Game Master review. Now that implies that a Game Master has not reviewed it, and that also implies that there has not been an investigation. Now, I also received an email from Blizzard about this event, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the email, and I've kept everything else inside here. You know, I haven't taken anything out except for some of my information about my actual accounts. Greetings, Zach, and then all the other stuff. Actions taken, account silenced. Violation, abusive chat. Your fellow players have reported you for abusive language multiple times. Due to these player reports, we have silenced your World of Warcraft account until 2016, July 21st, 6:04 UTC. For more information, please visit our account silence article. As the owner of this account, you're responsible for all actions referred to. We oversee penalties of the and some more extenuating circumstances. If you understand someone appeal your decision, please submit a ticket regarding customer support from Blizzard Entertainment. So this ticket was sent to me within probably 5 minutes, and I would say probably more like 3 minutes from whenever I actually I performed this action and I was silenced and I actually typed the thing in chat. So all of this happened within 3 to 5 minutes, so less than 10. I'll definitely say less than 10. Now, whenever this had happened, people said that my account was just getting squelched. And squelching, I was trying to find some more information about it, and I've got a couple of different things. Now, squelching is where a player is automatically silenced through the system, and I'm pretty sure it was the same type of, I guess, like limitations, but it was only for 3 hours. And so here's an MVP post about it, and this apparently was added in 2011. And so this is what, and this person does not work for Blizzard, so they do not necessarily know what they're talking about, but this is what they said. The 3-hour suspension is automatic when a player gets a squelch. Upon review, GMs may choose to apply additional penalties, but the initial suspension is automatically triggered to remove the spammer from the game as soon as possible. Now, I honestly think that the 3-hour squelch period and for suspending somebody for doing that is not necessarily a bad idea. I completely understand that, okay? And this is also a 3-hour suspension. Now, somebody else said that they weren't able to talk, and I don't really know how everything works out, but I was able to find one blue post about squelching, even though I did look in all of the forum and like all of the help advice, but I didn't find anything in there. Now, this is a post made by Nevolistis on, February 19th, 2011. Looking at the complaints that initiated this squelching. And I don't really know, since he's using this term, this might not necessarily be the term that Blizzard uses, so I don't really know what the term necessarily is. Nebras, it seems as though other denizens of your realm are not fond of your method of advertising rumors and creating a somewhat inappropriate commentary. I'm afraid the situation does need to be reviewed by a game master and may take some time and email regarding this issue when the investigation is complete. So what this person, what that blue post did confirm is that there has been in the past automatic punishment systems that are based on the amount of people that report a player. So I want everybody to understand that. But the article that the post that I was linked to on my email, where it says right here, for more information, please visit our account silence article. Now I took that post and let me see here. Yes. So the person, by the way, I just want to say this right now before I go over to that post. The person that was that received the suspension that we were just talking about, this is what he said. I forgot to include this this picture here. Your chat and mail privileges have been temporarily suspended pending Game Master review. This is basically what I said. So this is actually not a suspension, but the chat features were suspended, and so is his mail. So anyway, that's basically what he was responded to, and I think I received, if not the exact same message, but one that was almost identical to it. Now I went and I followed the link in the email that I received over to the account silence page. That was the link that I received, and that was an official Blizzard website, and this was article ID 7571. You guys are going to see it right here on the screen, updated 18 hours ago. We silence your account if you are reported multiple times for spam or abusive chat. The duration of your silence doubles each time we apply it to your account. There is no maximum limit to the silence duration. Select the game below to see to show what you can and can't do while silenced. Now these list of things that have been, I guess, like allowed. Now I don't really know whenever this was originally posted what was really changed, before these 18 hours. I can't really know that. But what I can see right here is that these silence durations, and there was never, to the best of my knowledge, never a doubling of the maximum silence duration before, I guess like a week ago whenever this thing was implemented. Even if the penalties were still the same, the doubling is now different. So what this proves in my mind is that the silencing feature is automatic. Now, will it be reviewed later on? I don't know. But I spent the last 7 hours being silenced for something that I said that was not against the terms of service. Now, of course, they're not going to go around and ban people for filing false reports. That's just not what they're going to do. If they're going to do anything, they're probably just going to flag that account and ignore all of the requests from that account. They're not going to ban people for something like that, because what offends one person might not offend somebody else, and so you're going to get into a lot of gray areas, and whenever you start punishing people for doing something like that, you can easily start punishing the victim. And this is kind of actually what happened to me. So basically, they said in the original post that it would be done after investigation. I was banned, or I was suspended, I was silenced, my account was silenced without an investigation. And I wouldn't really care except for these durations double, right? And so if you can basically silence somebody's account for as many times as you want, because after you silence them, who knows if they're going to repeal this for me? Maybe they're going to say, fuck you, Asmongold, why did you do this in the first place? We're going to let you keep the silence. If they do that, I'm not really going to care. But it's like, I felt like I had to do this myself. Oh, and I also want to dispel a couple of other things. Somebody also said that the reason this could have happened is because I've had previous actions taken against my account. My understanding is that after 6 months, the actions are repealed, and the last time I had anything actioned on my account was whenever my mage name got reported, and I think that was on May 22nd, 2015. So that was over an entire year ago that I've had anything happen to my account in-game. So what I really don't like about this, besides I don't like this system, and it basically allows people to inflict mob justice on a certain player and actually have lasting and consecutively increasing punishments on that player's account, but what I really don't like is that they lied. That's obvious, okay? And we can argue, was I squelched or not? And even if I was squelched, okay, even if I was squelched, the squelching should not automatically, I guess, like, enact the silence penalty at the same time. I always thought this was a bad idea. People said that I was stupid for thinking that this would happen, that Blizzard said that, and so we should just believe them. We have to keep our eyes open, guys, and we have to be realistic. Thinking that they're going to review every single silence petition is kind of unrealistic. Let's be real. It's a little bit too many rules, but you guys see what I'm saying. So I hope this video kind of explained what happened to me, and if Blizzard's watching, I do apologize for testing out your system basically, but if what you said your system was, if that was what it was, this would have never happened. So it's just a really big disappointment. As I said, it feels more like we're being, like treated like children. Treated like children and pandered to, or not pandered to, but patronized to the fact that we can't really control our own decisions. Blizzard should make these decisions themselves. They should not leave this up to mob justice. And if nothing else, they should be honest with the players, which they clearly were not, because I was silenced without any sort of an investigation. It happened within 5 minutes. No, it happened definitely within 5 minutes, and probably more like within 1 minute. And I'm not happy about it. I'm really not. The patch 7.0, I was really looking forward to this, but just seeing these changes that are made, that are these terrible social changes, they should be doing things to incentivize socialization, not punish it. And the fact that this is even possible to begin with, it's ridiculous. So anyway, guys, I'm sure some people might have questions, and maybe a couple other things. And by the way, I only did say it once, and so this was not spam or anything like that. If you have any more questions, you have any more concerns, you want to say that, oh, I forgot and leave something out, I forgot to rebut a certain argument, I'd be happy to do that in the comments. But this is what happened to me. I think it's a really big disappointment, and I really hope they take this shit out of the game, honestly. Silencing penalties and mob justice like this has no place in an MMO, and if you try and put it in there, this is what you get. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I got. I'll have all the links to the pictures in the description below, and that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching, and like, comment, subscribe.
stand sentinel.
The enemy is attacking you.
I sense within this place.
Enemies.
Forward unto darkness.
These shall be remembered.
Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be caring for your old, elderly, geriatric rat. Unfortunately, rats do not have a long lifespan, so once your rat turns around 18 months, which is about a year and a half, they are considered senior citizens. The average lifespan for a rat is around 2 to 2.5 years. Generally, female rats live a little bit longer than male rats, however you do want to keep in mind that females are prone to a few more health problems than male rats are. I'm going to be showing off Uno here. He has just hit the 30-month mark, so he is about 2.5 years old, and he's definitely starting to show his age. So I just wanted to go over a few things that you might want to keep in mind when caring for your elderly rat. Don't be surprised if they start losing their fur, especially if they are one of the Rex varieties. Like Uno is a Velveteen or Rex rat, and he is definitely starting to lose a lot of his hair. And he is showing some signs of hind leg degeneration. So I do randomly check his feet to make sure they're not getting scratched up or anything. And it's also a really good idea to check your elderly rat's teeth pretty regularly.